Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm Alene. I'm a jewelry designer, and this is another of my Playing with Fire series. And so I'm going to just show you a little bit on corrugating. And this is a process that I use. I'm going to show you a piece right here so you can see. This is a process I use to move the metal, I guess, texture the metal. I've used it in several designs. I've also used it, I'm going to show you a piece here. I've used it actually as a bezel, as you can see it for this gorgeous piece of amethyst. So it can be used in a lot of different ways, and it's just kind of fun. So I'm going to show you the actual process, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to move this down so you can actually see the corrugator. There it is right there. It's called a corrugation brake. There's some variations on this. I've seen some smaller ones. The advantage to the smaller is you don't have as much chance for the actual, I guess, corrugations to slip a little bit in the middle. However, I like the larger size, and I'm going to show you why. This is a piece, I'm just going to start with a piece of copper. This is 30 gauge copper. I'm going to use it very thin because it'll go through easily for us. In this particular one, I can use up to about 20, sometimes 22 gauge, but 24 gauge for sure. And then what happens though, the minute I put this through at 30 gauge, which is, as you can see, very, very thin, it automatically increases the length of it. So, excuse me, not the length, the strength of it. And that's what I like about it. I can start with thinner metals and make them cool. So I'm going to show you here. I'm just going to put it in through the side here to show you. Let's see if it'll come out. And yes, you can see it. See? Okay, cool. Now that's what I just did in one simple case. Now, there's a lot of ways you can play with this. Once it's done, you can crimp it and do some stuff. But what I like to do is I run it back through. And I don't know if you can see, I'm going to put it through at an angle. Instead of putting it through like this, I'm going to put it through like this. No, like that, at an angle. And then you'll see. Okay. Okay, see what happens? It automatically gives me both ways. I love it! Now, obviously, it's a little distorted because of the way I've done it, but that's okay because I like to design things that are rustic, all one of a kind, and that becomes one of a kind. I'm going to show you another way it can be done too. This is another piece of just thin 30 gauge. But by the way, before we do that, I wanted you to see how much thicker that was. It's just got a lot more strength to it than this thing, which just bends like easy. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to put it through this way. Same old, and then just put it in exactly the opposite. And now you can see it's a little thicker already, which is good. But it goes through, and now it gives me the squares. This is just so much fun to work with. So it's just a quick overview to see how I do some of my texturing. We did the rolling mill Playing with Fire video already, so you saw how I did that. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm headed in to do one on one of the new gemstones I've been working with, and I also want to do one on why pirates wear earrings. So anyway, or did wear earrings. I don't know if there's any pirates today. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon.